The following presentation is brought to you by the Pride of ODU, the official NIL collective of Old Dominion Athletics. Be a monarchist. Join the Pride.
What's up, everybody? Aaron and Mike, we are traveling back from Pensacola. If you can hear us loud and clear, please let us know in the comments. It's the first time we've tried this, so trying to operate it on a mobile phone with the comments will be new for us. But let's just chat ODU Sports. We chat basketball, any other ODU sports we want to. Mike's driving, so I'm operating the phone, and we'll go from there. Hey, Rebecca. Thank you. Thank you. Good to know. What's up, Mal? We can stay like this or we can turn the camera on, whatever you guys prefer. We're probably looking pretty rough. It was our early morning, early start. Rebecca, Mal, what'd you guys think of the game last night? Here, let me change this. Let's change this camera if I can. Bear with us for a second. That work? My arm's gonna get tired. I don't know that I can do that. I'm gonna turn it off. Y'all don't want to see us. Yeah, Mal, we're doing great.
Lots driving.
Yes. We agree, Rebecca. Yeah, we were all rooting hard. The beat writer for Troy was actually sitting next to us. He's probably getting tired of me banging the table. They actually seemed pretty good after the game. I know they were well prepared, and they're probably a little bit tired, but Troy just had a really good game plan in that first half, and coach was able to make some good adjustments at the half, but it was just too much to overcome. We were super proud of them. They seemed encouraged afterwards. They were disappointed, but they were in good spirits. They did. They really did fight hard, Mal.
Troy did an amazing job with their zone in the paint, just building a wall to the bucket. And with Robert out with fouls, it just made it very difficult for us to generate any points on the perimeter or in the paint.
Yeah, we were proud of them too. We're proud of the coaching staff, proud of the players, proud of the fans that were able to make the trip down there. There weren't a ton, but the ones that came were really energetic.
There are a handful of local fans that live down there now.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet those folks.
So, who are you guys most looking forward to seeing back next year that are on the roster?
Or hoping to see
Yeah. I'm just going to jump on here and try to share this stream on Facebook and some other places to get some more folks to come in and get this conversation going. Matt, we're looking forward to seeing you as well. If y'all want to talk about basketball or any other ODU sports, just let us know. Throw the comment in there.
I'll just say this. I don't know how Aaron feels, but I've always been confident in the staff. But after spending the last week with them, I'm more confident than ever that they'll get ODU basketball back to where it belongs. Their game day preparation was amazing. Their scouts were amazing. The energy, the balance between praise and what's the word I'm looking for?
Being realistic with the team,
yeah, they're
being honest with them about what they need to do and where they're at.
Right. It's just everything makes sense. Their planning is fantastic. It's a good operation they got going on, and I hope we can keep this staff together because I think they got some good stuff in store for us as fans.
I know ODU baseball, that game has started. We can't stream it right now because we're doing this, but I thought I saw something go by that we went down 1-0, but I'm not sure. If anybody happens to be watching that, let us know. Yeah, we wish that we could have RJ for one more season as well. It was pretty cool watching him play those last few games where, RJ is a good player and he plays hard, but these last few games, I think he really realized that each of those games could have been his very last college game, and his focus and his determination to win went to another level.
Yeah, RJ and Sean, both seniors, left it all out on the court, and you could see RJ was dealing with the loss well because he knew he gave it his all.
Yeah, man, hopefully a bunch of the student athletes will be back. You never know these days on how things go. But they were all in good spirits jumping off the bus last night. We met them at the hotel. We actually beat them back to the hotel just in the nick of time to greet them all coming off the bus with the coaches.
I would say if you haven't watched the post-game presser from last night, you should, because Coach Jones's comments after the game would make any ODU fan proud that he's our coach.
Yeah, it's clear how much this means to him. And that's really come through to his players as well. They understand it's not just a job for him. Did you guys watch the women as well, or just the men?
Good morning.
We're gonna miss Emo too. I mean, that's a great point, Mal. I think with the tournament and Emo not traveling, I kind of went overlooked a little bit. But yeah, Emo's a great human. He's gonna do great things in life, and he will be missed around the program. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to do. He's got a lot of options.
Whatever he does, we are positive he will be a great representation of Old Dominion University. All right, Aaron, while you're figuring this out, why don't you talk to us about your first trip back to Pensacola? What's changed in the 27 years since you lived there?
Yeah, so the last time I was in Pensacola was back in 1998. I drove to Pensacola with my dad in the summer of 1997 for officer candidate school. I was, 21 years old. I spent 13 weeks with my new best friend, Gunnery Sergeant Crouch, United States Marine Corps, and who I credit as being like the second most influential male in my life. I'm actually friends with him now. But during that time, after about 10 weeks at officer candidate school, we finally got a chance to go out in town. Got to go to places like choirs, Seville Quarter, and those sorts of places. And after I got commissioned out on Pensacola Beach, where some friends of mine had an apartment, and got to go to some places like Flounders and some other sort of things. Strangely, it's so long ago, I don't really remember a lot of it. But we did go to McGuire's, and McGuire's, other than capitalizing on its success and having some extras like out back, they had that McGuire's to go thing. I don't remember that being there, but the inside with the dollar bills and the moose, the great food, big serving sizes, the gift shop with all kinds of cool stuff. That stuff was all the same. And then the beach, Pensacola beach atmosphere is nice. The sand is like sugar. So those of you back home, you go to the beach and you're used to the sand that we have. The sand is very different in Pensacola. I would say if you get a chance, maybe plan the trip for next year. The tournament makes it challenging because depending upon your seat, you really don't know how long the trip is going to be. I mean, I guess if you can put away a little each month and just plan to be there for a week, and if the team's got a really good seed, then you just got some vacation days on the front end. But the flights aren't cheap. The drive is long, so you do it with a friend or two, it makes it a little bit more tolerable. But I mean, Pensacola is. I don't. I mean, this time of year it's not flashy by any means. It's kind of a cool area.
It reminds me of Virginia Beach oceanfront without the rest of Virginia Beach.
Yeah. No, Rebecca, that's great. Come back to sports. Mike, Rebecca wanted to let us know that she really enjoyed the interview with you and Carl Peterson. She watched it this morning with the family. It makes her excited to see him play.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well.
Considering it's his second language, and that was his first ever interview he's ever done, I was super impressed with that young man. Can't wait to see what he can do on the football field.
And he's got a lot to. He wants to make a name for himself and make his home country proud. You know, there's football is certainly not big, like, you know, there at all, like you saw in the interview with Carl and Mike. And he seems to have a really good focus and, you know, a drive to achieve success. He's another guy, based upon watching that, I haven't met him yet, but based upon watching that, whether he's successful and plays in the NFL or whatever he decides to do, he's probably going to be successful. He was very, very impressive young man. Thank you for that feedback, Rebecca.
Yeah, that's great to hear because we don't often hear what people think of the interviews. And Mal, I definitely think Emo will come back to visit. I wouldn't worry about that. He's a Monarch for life.
As for the temperature, Mal, I don't know. We say it was warm there. I think the warmest got was maybe 70.
It was a nice reprieve from the coldness of Hampton Roads, but felt like spring.
Yeah, windy almost the entire time, and then this morning, rainy.
We had a few days of rain down there.
Yeah, mostly
Wednesday,
overnight though.
yeah.
But they did a nice job with the arena. The arena's not a new arena. The arena was there. What?
85.
Yeah. So you're talking 40-year-old arena.
They've renovated it nicely. I would recommend if you're going to the tournament to eat before you go to the games because the arena food was not great. But everything else I enjoyed about the experience of that stadium.
Yeah. Rebecca, we love doing those interviews as well. Getting to know those new players, seeing how excited they are to be Monarchs. It's got to fire you up. I know it fires us up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll have some more of those in the next couple months to come out. We're working with the football team to see who we can get and when.
I believe I'll be doing a handful of interviews in April with current players on the team. But if anyone gets picked up in the portal for basketball or football, we'll definitely try to get them added to the list of interviewees.
So I'll ask a question, Rebecca. You know, we're always deciding what kind of content we're going to put out there and who we want to interview. Who would you want to see on a Monarchies podcast? Are there guests, whether they're current student athletes, former student athletes? Who would you want to see come on the show? Sean asked, is there a lot of expected turnaround with the basketball team? There were turnover, yeah. there were some expected football transfers. Great question, Sean. I think on both teams we should expect to have some turnover. You'll probably start to see that within the next couple weeks.
Maybe the next couple days.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. It's really too early to tell who that could be. I mean, we know for a fact RJ's graduated. He's gone. Emo graduated. He's gone. Senior wise,
Sean has another year of eligibility, and he has a decision to make whether he wants to go play professionally or come back for another year, or perhaps transfer for his final year eligibility. The other name we keep hearing that will probably be departing is Devin Caesar.
But for the other guys, I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait. Obviously, you've got a lot of guys who are impactful. Jaden, as a true freshman, played the entire year. He's a guy that, I think we all want to see stay. So hopefully that's the case. But time will tell. Now on the women's side, there's a lot more people that are going to be transferring. Hold on. This is the kind of crap that we've been dealing with on the road deck. I think, what did you call this, Mike?
It's a Carolina squat.
Carolina squat. I don't even know how to looks like a truck popping. We poked out on the sides. It doesn't seem very functional.
No. So back to the turnover discussion. It's too early to say who else might be leaving. Each meeting with the coaching staff, and they're both going to share their thoughts. And the players and the coaches are going to have to make their own decisions on how they see their fit on the program moving forward.
Yeah, on the women's side, though, we know there's going to be a lot more turnover just because you got a number of seniors and grads. I mean, what did we count earlier today? At least seven.
Seven.
I mean, seven for sure. And that's without any underclassmen deciding to transfer. Oh, shit. Bucky's, did I say 14 miles?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have to stop there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure out. That. But on the website for sure. We agree, Rebecca. It's a great question. A couple people that you love to see stay or love to see go. Now we know you love everybody, and you hope Devin stays. We like Devin. He's a nice young man.
His family's great.
Yeah, it just seems like the writing on the wall is probably there.
Sometimes the fit just doesn't work for both parties, and it's best to,
So from a recruiting standpoint, I know that we've got Wiggins is coming in, but that's the only thing locked in at the moment.
Correct. We've had a few guys visit, but I think both the staff and those players are keeping their options open, given the portal hasn't even really opened yet for most teams.
Yeah, Rebecca says that she'd love to see them all stay. That's you get to know them and connect with them and have an appreciation and learn about them, and just kind of they become part of the family.
I would also say continuity is a huge part of success in college basketball. So the more of this roster we can keep together, the more likely we'll see success next season.
Mal asked if we think that Danny Pounds will stay.
I'm not sure. I hope so. He's got a great personality. He's got a lot of talent. I think he has some work to do this offseason to increase his minutes, but we know he's capable of becoming a much more impactful player than he has been.
I think it's really going to depend on how things shake out. I mean, so you've got Cal there, you got Danny, you got Donovan Raymond, and you've got
Steph Walker,
and then Ben Nacy.
Right.
So there's a lot of guys there, and whether we like it or not, there might be one or two of those guys that thinks they deserve more minutes and may look elsewhere. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
I believe Danny only has one season left.
I think
or 2 seasons left. Is it 1 or 2?
I don't know. I can't remember.
He was here last year.
I don't know. You guys know if he's a rising junior or senior. I'm brain farting. All right, Sam asked if he's out of line hoping that we get Davis, Caesar, Johnson, and Cal all back next year. I know the portal lurks, but that would be an amazing core to build upon.
Who are the 4?
Davis, Caesar, Johnson, and Cal. Sam, I think you got everyone there potentially. I mean, the kids have to make that decision, but I think Devin probably moves on.
Yeah.
The others are. I don't want to give a percentage on a TBD, but I wouldn't bet Mike's money on Devin being back. But that's just me thinking. No one has told me that. Hey, BJ, what's going on, man? BJ says, what a momentum builder this tournament run is for the young staff and young players. Absolutely. We kind of limped into the end of the regular season, but one of the beautiful things about being able to go down to the tournament, and I'm sure, the guys were flying back at 7 this morning and then some at 11 a.m. So there's probably nobody from the staff that's listening to this or the players. But I really, and Mike, we expressed our gratitude to both programs because they really embraced us being there, and they allowed us unprecedented access. We were at, there were only 2 practices, 2 like gym running the floor kind of practices, and then everything became walkthroughs, very cerebral, but we had access to all the men's walkthroughs. We were in every day to film with everything, and I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to do that, because one of the things that we'd heard over the course of the season is a lot of fans really thought that we don't run plays. It's just a lot of motion, a lot of action, and that's all it was. And it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, Mike, I don't know if you want to speak to that.
One thing that Mike stressed throughout the season was how he had to change how he taught, the concepts they were trying to install this season. And I think that opportunity to come down here for a week and win those games is invaluable, because they had an opportunity to just focus on the concepts, and we saw them execute them each night. And I think moving forward, they'll understand those concepts much better and have a much better starting point for next season.
Yeah, these games, this experience is going to pay dividends on both the players and the coaching staff. So next time when we get into the tournament, they're going to be battle tested with regards to that. Rebecca, thank you very much. We enjoyed doing it and sharing, and we appreciate you guys spreading the word to everybody.
You want to stop at Buc-ee's?
And are we can stop at Buc-ee's?
I'm asking.
Oh, I don't care. Should we stop at Buc-ee's? I mean, I could keep this thing going while we're at Buc-ee's and get gas. Oh yeah. How much gas? Yeah, we need gas. Yeah, we're gonna stop at Buc-ee's. But yeah, Rebecca, we have a blast doing this stuff. I know if we weren't doing it, we would hope that someone else would be doing it so we could watch. All we ask of you guys is just to share the word with the rest of Monarch Nation of what we're doing. Make it easy for them to find us. Let them know about the pride of ODU.com. No membership is too small. We are trying to build this grassroots effort, for fans, by fans. We can make a difference if all of us just chip in there. Let's see, Sean. I'm hoping the tournament run showed what we can be. I mean, I think it's a preview of what we can be.
Yeah, it shows how capable we are. You might want to look at, if you have Twitter, there was a play shared yesterday of Mike's offense, and it showed just how much movement really is involved. I thought it was a great example of the kind of sets we're running and want to install moving forward. And if we can keep installing those advanced concepts like that, the sky's the limit for this program, assuming we can continue to execute.
All right, Mal asked about Jason Wade. That's up in the air. I mean, Jason just finished his graduate degree. It's really going to depend on what he wants to do, whether he decides that he wants to continue down the coaching path or go some other direction. I'm sure, just like all the coaches, just about every college coach in the world goes to the Final Four. They have the big coaching convention. I would not be shocked if Jason was there with the rest of those guys. And whether we see Jason back in a kind of coaching role, or he gets an opportunity to go somewhere else and have some more responsibility, or go somewhere else. He's a dude that's going to be successful in whatever he does. We love Jason.
I mean, how many GAs come back for a second year? It's pretty rare.
Probably not very many, but yeah, whatever it is, if he ends up, whatever he ends up doing, we'll be sure to be letting Monarch Nation know. BJ says always yes to Buc-ee's. And Rebecca says Buc-ee's pit stop is always a must. So I guess we're stopping at Buc-ee's to get gas. Next exit, that's right.
Do you want to pause for this, or are you going to keep calling?
Are we going inside?
I'm going inside.
Going inside? Yeah, I think when we get to Buc-ee's, we'll fill up. I mean, and maybe pause. We'll put the Be Right Back screen on. And then as soon as we jump in the car, we will pick this thing right back up. So if you guys want to throw questions in or things you want to talk about, we'll have them queued up and ready to go. Once we get back on the road, there's so much more to talk about, whether it's basketball, ODU football,
or content.
Yeah, content, what you guys want to see, what you like, opportunities, your wish list of guests for the podcast. Yeah, yes. We're going to stop at Buc-ee's for gas. That way we don't get stuck on the side of the road.
Gas and caffeine.
And a little bit of caffeine. So this will be our third Buc-ee's stop on this trip. Auburn on the way down, on the way back, and then Florence, which we visited this one on the way to South Carolina for the first football game of the season. And it was crazy, but there's not a
NASCAR
race, so we're hoping, unless it's the after church crowd. I don't know.
It looks packed.
Oh, yeah.
95.
It's busy. It's busy. BJ said that he thinks the growth in communication on defense was really evident in the last month-ish of the season. Definitely room to improve, but huge jumps in his opinion. Yeah. Hey, Jim, what's going on, man? Yeah, Buc-ee's is always slammed. Fortunately for gas, there's about 800,000 gas pumps.
The one in Auburn wasn't that bad.
But yes, the Buc-ee's in Auburn is not as bad. BJ, yeah, 100%, and especially in the tournament. I'll tell you, it opened my eyes in the walkthroughs of just going through the concepts, the questions, the interactive nature of what Mike and his staff working with the players. It's not lecture-ish at all. It's very interactive.
I would also say it's not uh, an A or B call. It's a lot of the calls defensively are A, B, C, or D calls, which require a lot of thought, quick decision making by the players, reacting to what the offense is doing.
Mal, I had never been to Bucky's before that other that football game. It is, I don't know the best way to describe it. Would be
It's a huge gas station.
yeah, it's like Walmart inside, except it has all the beef jerky that you want, the convenience, like I don't know, a super Wawa convenience kind of area. You have clothing, they, anything they can put the freaking Bucky Beaver on, they sell in there. And then you got brisket, sandwiches. It's really easy to spend $100 at a gas station, not including your gas. Rebecca's asking us if we're gonna go to the first game of the football season this year as well. You know what, Rebecca? That is, I think, a good time to pause. So we will answer that as soon as we get back in the chat. So please, guys, don't leave. Just stick around and go do something, and we will be back. All right, everybody. Mike is still inside of Bucky's navigating the craziness. Wanted to jump back on while we wait. Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure loud and clear now that back in the vehicle before I get too far. Microphone check, microphone check. Oh, okay. Thank you, Rebecca. So let's see. Bucky's, before we get back into talking sports, this Bucky's is crowded. Florence Bucky's is crowded. As I was saying before, it's easy to spend $100 here, especially if you buy t-shirts and those sorts of things. But if you buy snacks, it's not bad. I got a full barbecue sandwich, a chicken fajito taco, a soda, some chips, and a honey bun for like $17. So I actually did pretty well. I don't know what Mike bought. Mike just jumped in the car. We'll find out, but I feel pretty good about the lack of damage that I did on this trip. So we'll let him get settled as he's just coming in. All right, Rebecca asked if we're going to the first game of the football season this year as well. We were chatting about that the other day on kind of what our plans are. Mike's been to a lot more big atmosphere football games than I have. I'm limited to Virginia Tech, South Carolina.
Wake Forest? UVA?
Yeah, Wake Forest. Well, we call UVA
compared
big, but
compared to what we are.
Yeah. I will say I would like to. I hope to. Yeah, I've been to ECU multiple times. NC State. Okay, so
yeah, you're not doing too bad. Did you
definitely,
go to North Carolina?
definitely. No, I did not go to the UNC game. Thank God.
Lucky
I hope to go to Indiana. I'm sure that Gary will try to convince us. I'm sure he's already got plans to go, but I don't know. I don't know what you think, Mike, on that trip as a potential.
I'm kind of interested in seeing what the basketball schedule looks like
Mm.
because, I mean, we were both working with a limited budget here, right? I'm planning on GMU, maybe Tech. Um, if there's a really good basketball game I want to go to, that might weigh heavier than the Indiana game.
Yeah. So in a perfect world, we go to all of them, but I think our wives would get upset at that.
As with our savings accounts.
Yes, and potentially bosses. Sean, you ain't kidding, man. They have good bathrooms there. They're clean. Uh, if you're on the road and your tummy's rumbling a little bit, they've got give you a little bit of privacy, more so than you're going to get at just about any other place in public. But yeah, it's Bucky's is crazy, but what I gotta say is they appear to really take care of their employees. They compensate them well, and it shows. It shows as they're in there.
It's very clean.
Yes, it it is. It very much is. Rebecca, are you planning on going to the first football game of the season, or anybody that's in the chat right now? What road games are you guys thinking about for football?
We also had that discussion over whether we do a conference game on the road because we haven't done many of those other than JMU, and
Yeah.
maybe hitting up Georgia Southern or Marshall.
Yeah.
Because we've made friends with around the conference, and it might be nice to go visit them and check out what they got, what football is like in Statesboro or Huntington. We talked to Bruce Stewart about that, and he suggested we go to Georgia Southern. He said the experience down there is fantastic, so maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know.
How far of a drive is that from Hampton Roads?
What's about half? Well, it's probably not too different from this trip.
This is a long trip.
Yeah. The only thing you're missing out on is the drive across Georgia, so and Alabama, right? So it's probably 5 hours closer, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But it's down there.
Gotcha. So, does that mean? Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. You are not going to Indiana cheering on our Monarchs from our couch. Yeah, I think a lot of folks will be. I mean, that's a bit of a journey for just about everybody. That's involving airfare, and of course that can get pricey.
Hotels too.
Yeah. So, are there any road games like conference road games, Rebecca, that you're looking at going? So, Mike, if you had to, while we're waiting on that, if you had to pick one conference road game next year, would it be Georgia Southern or would it be something else?
I think we have a lot more people we know at Marshall, so I think Marshall could be a lot more fun because we get a better idea of what the town is like. And everyone loves a good college town. What you looking for?
Somehow the soda that I bought is
Missing.
no, it's very much in the bag. The problem is it's not in the bottle.
Oh. Do you want me to pull up so you can dump that out the side? Let's do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, so be careful buying root beer at Buc-ee's. Oh. But I'll have to say the bag's good. It's holding the soda in. It's not like the bags at Walmart or Food Lion that always have the holes. Yeah. Let's see.
Do you need to go back to Buc-ee's to replace that?
No, I don't want to go back. Let's see. Rebecca says she's not sure. Definitely planning on coming to all the home games. Absolutely. We will certainly be at all the home games. And if I get invited to a wedding on a home game, I'm not going to the wedding. That should be illegal. Can I borrow this? Got it in the bag back there.
Bear with us a minute as Aaron decokes his Buc-ee's. His root beer got everywhere. We gotta clean this up real quick. We'll be right back with you. Well, we can try to, Rebecca. I can see what we can try to do. Maybe we can do that this season or this off season. Add that content to our list. That does sound like it could be a fun piece of content. We good?
Yeah.
Did you invent a new type of Buc-ee's?
Yeah, if anybody has not had a Carolina pulled pork barbecue sandwich, completely soaked with Barks root beer, don't try it.
Not ideal.
No, I can tell that this barbecue sandwich was going to be really good. Um, it's certainly moist, infused. So I guess technically I'm getting some of this root beer.
You're getting a little sugary barbecue action.
So did you already talk to Rebecca? Mentioned she's always been interested in the day in the life of a college football player. That would be fun to see what they
Yeah,
do.
I mentioned that that could be a good piece of content if we can get that access. It would be. It might be kind of hard given we both work full-time jobs and we don't want to annoy the players too much. But it would be a great piece of content if we could make it happen.
We'll put that on the list to brainstorm. All right, so there's been a lot of chatter about the Sunbelt basketball tournament being in Pensacola, whether people like it or they don't like it. What do you guys think the ideal place for the Sunbelt basketball tournament to be in? And you
And
can't say Richmond.
and while you consider that question, I want to say Pensacola does a really good job hosting it. It might not be the ideal location for ODU fans, but they do a great job with it, and it's a great place to visit, especially with your family, because they do a good job catering to the kids. It was really cool to see our players giving autographs to the little ones. I also saw Big Blue giving autographs. So
I didn't even realize the dude could write. That was impressive.
I'm surprised they don't just give him like a little paw stamp he can just put on autographs.
Yeah. I think he's used to taking photos, but not doing a lot of autographs. So Sean says Atlanta would be a smart choice. All right. So we've thrown Atlanta out there. Sean, tell us why you think Atlanta would be a good choice. I mean, obviously, easy place to get flights, right? It's a hub. So hotels are probably plentiful. Traffic sucks.
You got a host school there, but it's a school that has maybe some of the worst attendance in the conference.
Well, as an away team, that doesn't bother me.
That might actually be a positive for them hosting, because they won't have an overwhelming amount of support, unlike BCU had in Richmond.
Yeah.
It is very easy to get to for most of the conference. You can fly there from anywhere.
Drivable also.
Are there any other conference tournaments hosted in Atlanta right now? That I don't know.
I don't either.
So I heard Aaron give his Buc-ee's pickup order. I got some electrolyte drink, water, a sub, and a chocolate peanut butter thing.
You didn't happen to get napkins, did you?
No. I got a brisket sub though.
All right. John says it's centralized conference, big city that has things to do during the day while you wait for the one game to be played. Does have a lot of things you can do there.
I would add this though: if you go to a conference tournament, watch the other games. We had a lot of fun watching the Marshall game yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an incredibly intense affair. We had fun watching some of the women's games this week. Obviously, we had to do some coverage, going to walkthroughs, so we didn't get to watch as many games as we'd like. But if you come to the conference tournament, try to watch as much basketball as possible because it's some good hoops.
Yeah.
In the Sun Belt.
And you meet some cool people.
Yeah, we met fans from all over the league, and all of them were pretty cordial and nice. I think we only saw one major argument this weekend, and it was during that very intense game between Marshall and Arkansas State. And security was all over it before it got too out of hand.
Sean said maybe the SEC tournament.
So they're in Nashville right now, and the women are in Greenville, South Carolina. I think Greensboro could be a fun option, but you got to remember the city has to bid on it, and we don't know who else has bid on the SBC tournament.
I know Norfolk has not.
No, they got the MEAC, and the MEAC has been a great tournament for Norfolk to host, given how close they are to so many schools in that conference. And it's been really good for Norfolk State to host because they keep winning it.
Sean says, yeah, but with the current setup, you have 4 games a day. You can spend some time going to all 4 games, but also you have the morning to do things. Yeah, the first games were, 11:30?
Yeah, it just depends on how you structure your day. Me and Aaron were getting back to the hotel pretty late because we were playing the late game each night, then doing post game. So, I mean,
between 11 and midnight.
Yeah. So if you sleep in at all, by the time you eat some breakfast, you get showered, it's time to go watch hoops almost. The other cool thing is the seating was pretty much general admission the whole week. So if you got there early, you could get some of the best seats in the house.
So what's the next sporting event next Old Dominion sporting event that you guys are excited about going to?
Should we start?
Yeah, we can.
I'm excited to root on this ODU Monarch team once they get off the road at both War Memorial and Harbor Park.
Baseball.
Yep, they've been on the road a lot, and they're going to be on the road a lot this year. And I hope we can get a lot of Monarchs out to cheer these guys on in the few home games they do have. Because what they're going through is pretty grueling. And any support we can show them, I know will be greatly appreciated.
Rebecca says a spring game.
It's a good answer. I wish it was a real game, though. It's really more of a spring open practice, since they don't really keep score and they're kind of just really running plays. There's not a real game structure to it. But it's always nice being able to get your first look at some of the new faces and younger guys as they move up the depth chart.
A lot of new faces too,
Oh yeah,
especially at the receiver position,
and
tight end position, corner. Yeah, a lot. Kicking game, special teams.
we got 2 All-Americans coming in. JUCO. It's going to be a fun team to keep an eye out on and see how they grow from this spring to fall. This thing is huge. I didn't realize how big it was.
Is that a hoagie?
Brisket hoagie.
Okay.
Looks like a peppered brisket. Pretty good.
Once you get a couple more bites, you'll have to rate that brisket hoagie on a scale of 1 to 10 and why. Going back to football, y'all, what's the position that you are most excited about and most concerned about?
Aaron, why don't you kick us off there?
I mean, I can. I think excited about, it's got to be the quarterback position for me. I mean, we've got some continuity here real continuity. Continuity before with Hayden coming back, but I think that from an excitement perspective, based upon what we did last year with Colton and then Quinn behind him, that's the most exciting aspect for me. Most concerned. That's I'm gonna say the tight end position, and only because we lost so much production. I think we've got, Butler's back, but he was hurt all last year, and we got a couple of new guys that have got a lot of potential. So it could be a position of strength, but since we have like 0 returning production, that's kind of my area of concern. It was such a big part of our game last year. How about you, Mike? Oh, sorry, caught him mid-bite.
I am most confident in the linebacker position. We got all 3 starters returning. We got Jason Henderson returning off injury. We have a very good JUCO linebacker joining the ranks. And we have some younger guys that are still progressing. And, I mean, it's a position that has only improved in the offseason and was already a strength last year. Concern would be left tackle. We need. It would be ideal if we can get Barlev back to left guard, and if we can find the right guy for left tackle, that would make that possible and make that unit a force. But we got to find the left tackle.
And explain to those listening why it's optimal once you're done with your bite. Why it's optimal to get Zach back at left guard.
So Zach has a chance to play professionally in the NFL at the guard or center position, but not at left tackle. And the more guys we can produce and send to the league, the better for us and the better for him. And this is I'm sure the staff has made this promise to him that they're going to do their best to find a new left tackle so he can play that and give him his best chance at the NFL. So I think all around, it would be a very good thing to happen. It would also make the unit a whole heck of a lot better because he can help out the center, he can help out the left tackle, and he's our most talented lineman coming back right now. So the more we can help him out, it's kind of residual. It helps everyone out.
And for those of you who haven't had the benefit to have much interaction with Zach Barlev, that kid is one of the most kind, happy, nice, just really nice human beings who works hard in everything he does, and he's very selfless. He's all about the team.
Yeah, he's a great kid.
Playing whatever position is going to put the team in the best position to win. And I know the staff wants to put him in a position that is going to be best for his long-term growth, as well, of course, as the team's success. And they'll do that if they can. But right now, as it currently states, he's not there. No. Rebecca said that she's excited for the linebackers. Concerned, not sure. So yeah, that linebacker core, like Mike was talking, has the potential to be very, very strong.
I mean, you got a 2-year starter returning in Mario. You got Koa, who was fantastic last year. Jalil Colbert's coming back as a starter. Jason, I mean, it's just such a great group of guys that we know are going to give their all every single play.
And what's great about that is as many tackles as that position wraps up or achieves in the type of defense that we play, it's good to have that level of talent and the quantity of talent, because that gives the coaching staff flexibility to rotate those guys in. Whereas in past years, a couple years ago, where you see Jason on the field for every play, that's just a recipe for disaster long term. Get nicked up as the season goes on.
I forgot, we also have Seth Natala coming back, who gave us a lot of good snaps last year.
That's right. So that's 5.
A lot of dudes at the linebacker spot.
That's right. Absolutely. What should we talk about next, y'all? Women's tennis won again today. What a program. Don Manila, Yana over there, they really have put a very strong program together that we should all be proud of. If you haven't had the opportunity to go over to Folk Stevens and watch a match, either inside or outside, and you get the opportunity or try to make the opportunity, you'll have fun. They're really good and make a lot of noise, not during the points, but after the points. Just don't talk to the players. Apparently you get in trouble if you do that. I've heard.
Just kidding, of course. Be loud, root the players on, and if they give you crap, this means you're doing a good job.
That's right. So I call it home court advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Lacrosse. Lacrosse has started out well. I think, have they won more games already this season than they did all of last season? Or it's close.
They've already surpassed it, yeah. I believe. And they're a very young roster that can continue to build if they can build some continuity. Continuity is the word of the day around here.
We're getting south of the border signs now. 8 miles. Say hey to Pedro.
So close to North Kakalaka. Which means we're ever so close to getting back to our sweet Virginia.
As Waze, Mr. Waze tells us 4 hours, 10 minutes.
That's to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Another 30 minutes for me on top of that.
So we've already had one wish not come true today. JMU women did win this morning in advance to the final tomorrow. Tonight.
Did you see that?
No.
It said Ben Bernanke something. Didn't that guy get in trouble?
He was the former chairman of the Fed. I'm like, Bernanke didn't get in trouble.
Okay, well, they named something after him back there.
Okay. don't know if that's a prison or a Kia plant, but it's huge. I'll tell you, if you guys have not driven from Virginia to Florida, when you get into like South Carolina and Georgia and Alabama, in the middle of nowhere, you will find some of the largest manufacturing plants.
Yeah, we saw Hyundai, Kia.
There was a
Kellogg's.
Chinese one too. I can't remember the name.
We also saw Kellogg's.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of hardworking Americans.
If anyone happens to be watching a baseball game, throw a score out there for us, y'all.
Last I checked, it was 3-0 Auburn. Ooh, we were coming up to the plate.
I'm afraid to check on the phone that it might shut down the stream.
Sure, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's some road trip music.
Road trip music. We've listened to all kinds of music on this trip. We've gone from Pearl Jam to yacht rock to
Hip-hop?
Heat. Yeah.
Classic rock,
Yeah, we've been
80s hair metal.
all over the place. What's y'all's favorite road
Country,
trip
we've done
music?
country too.
Yeah.
And Americana, folk.
If you guys are getting on the road to go to a football game or a basketball game, what are you throwing on Spotify or the old 8-track?
If not, it's okay. I got another case for it. Thank you. Biker gang just passed us by.
Well, it's gotten pretty quiet in here, so I think we bored y'all to death.
I think so.
Might be time to wrap this bad boy up.
Thanks for helping us pass the time in the car. We really do appreciate it.
Keep tuning in. Let us know future guests that you'd like to see on the podcast, and we'll see if we can secure them.
There will be a lot of recruiting stuff related to basketball coming up soon. So keep tuned for that.
Check out theprideofodu.com, theprideofodu.com. You see David's articles for football. They'll be coming out over the course of time. Obviously, the stuff that Mike's talking about. And if you're a member, which we hope you are, you can get it at any level. You will get first access to everything we put out. Some of the stuff we put out will be members only forever. That will stay on the website. Others will go out to the YouTube channel or to Spotify, a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever. But there's a significant amount of content that is exclusive to members only. So thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions about the Pride of ODU, reach out to us on social. Find me or Mike to answer. We don't know. We'll get you the answers. And thank you again for the support. Rebecca, thank you so much as well. We will do our best to have a safe trip home. And we'll see you guys very soon. Go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs.